Hello everybody, welcome back to another Trailmakers video. Now a lot of you guys have recently been asking down in the comments below how I build my World War II planes. Well, you're in luck because in this video I'll be teaching you all my tips and tricks on how I build my prop plane. But before this video starts, did you know we have our very own Discord server? So if you want to come hang out with me and the rest of the lads and come chat, join the Discord server, the link will be in the description below. But before we get to building, I'm going to show you a few examples of planes you can make using these tips and tricks. Alright guys, so the way I make my planes is kind of unique. I make them odd width, and how I do that, I use the motorcycle seat. And the reason I use a motorcycle seat is because I want to make a nice odd shaped fuselage so I can have a propeller in the middle and a nice looking tail fin. But I must warn you guys, before I go into any of my builds, I do heavily look at reference images. So if you're planning to make a certain plane, pull up a reference image on your device next to you on a phone, laptop, and look at the details on that plane and just try and mimic them in Trailmakers. So I'll be showing you how to make a standard prop plane cockpit. So when you grab a piston, and then you want to start making your actual cockpit glass. So for this, I use the wedges, like so. And if you're already confused what I'm doing, I'm actually going to be piston glitching the cockpit down onto the seat. So everything's nice and compact. Oh, that plane's glitching out back there. And you'll notice this will be a recurring theme in this video, piston glitching. It's mainly the way I detail most of my planes. It's just piston glitching blocks through other blocks. Using piston glitching, you're able to hide the weapons inside the wings and so on. Alright, so here we have a basic cockpit, and then you just, you can lower the cockpit down onto the player head, and you just try and find a level that suits you, and then go into your configuration and set the start position to whatever's comfortable for you. There, I'm pretty good with that. That looks nice. With all these piston glitches, make sure you disable the keybinds, turn them off completely so you can't access or change them, and then you're able to keep the shapes you want. And then what you want to do, you want to start adding some mini thrusters. Just have them around, don't connect them yet. But for prop planes, this is my #1 rule, no smoke trails. And the reason we're using mini thrusters is because the propeller itself is not strong enough to propel the plane. Alright, so once you got the basic internals down, obviously you can change them around. We're just going to build a basic prop plane. I'm not going to be basing this off anything. So what I like to do, I like to use these coned curved pieces here, just to get the shape down for the front of the plane. If you want, you can do a piston glitch for the front propeller. I'll show you now. If you put it to 0, you can actually make a nice looking front propeller. The piston pulls the propeller in the plane more, so it just gets a nicer look, So what I want to do, keep remembering to disable the keybinds on your pistons when you're doing piston glitching, so you don't access them and don't make the plane look weird. Remember guys, whatever reference images you use, make sure you copy along them, try and get the shape down. For example, if you want to cover the seat here, a good way of doing that is using shield pieces. So if you just do this, you can start to see how everything's coming together a bit more. If you even wanted, you could add some more pieces, just to make sure you fill in those gaps when the piston comes down. Let's test it again. There we go, very nice. You see how that all fits together right there. Alright, what I'm going to do here guys is make the back part of the cockpit just to get all the shapes nice. We're going to go for a 1x3 here. And you can start to see the general shape I'm going for here. Now remember guys, really utilize these wedge pieces, the aerodynamic pieces. They help so much with shaping the build in general. So you can see here that it's starting to look like more of a tail. And let's start making the shape really nice underneath the plane. So we just add a frame here. There you go. Remember that I'm not using a reference image right now, so this plane might look a bit wonky because it's all from the top of my head. And wherever you can guys, make sure you start adding a little bit more thrust in places you can, just so the weight keeps up. So I'm just going to add some extra thrusters here that I can fit in. And this is where I'm going to start attaching the wings. Looking good so far. We're going to go for a tail fin here and start working with that tail. What I like to do, just get one of these and just start curving off the shape of the tail really well. And when we go to paint this thing, you can start adding different colors in different places to get the different look you want. Like if you're basing the plane of a certain country, say if it's a Japanese plane or German plane, British plane, you can add your different colors in places you need, especially if you're looking at your reference image. Here's a trademark secret. If you grab a flat connector and go into the accessories, grab a round side view mirror, and there you have a makeshift wheel. Okay, the next part is really important. Grab a distance sensor, and for this sake I'm just going to color it a different color so you guys know, and try and put it somewhere in the build facing into another block. And this is going to be what turns on other blocks and keeps them active. For example, for my wings, I want them actually to curve upwards a bit. So what we're going to do, we're going to add some hinges here. On either side, make sure the green side, the green arrow is pointing upwards. And then just connect in the configuration, hook them up to that distance sensor. And you can see how they're starting to tilt up, but that's actually too much. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hold A here, select all the hinges and go into configuration, which is just a speed thing. Turn down the angle, so we'll go from 5 for now, and also turn off the keybinds. Just like the pistons, you don't want these things to move. I'm going to grab a rounded 1x2, put it inside here, not connected to the actual plane itself. And I'm going to start making some wings. For this wing shape, I'm just going to go from the top of my head. Remember, I'm not basing this plane off anything. This is just a free build. So we want to go into the wings. The wings are here. And just start working your way, building the wings to the shape you want. Here's a good tip. Spoilers upside down can also produce lift. So I'm going to do one of those here and one of those there. Just do your best to connect these wings. The reason I've left a gap here, because I actually want these flaps here, these wing modules, to tilt up and down so I can get my pitch and roll. Grab a hinge, like so. Grab a flat connector. This is my way of doing it. So grab a flat connector, connect it to your flap here, and then just connect the other side of the hinge with a flat connector to the actual wing. I'm going to do the same on the other side. You notice how the wings are tilted up a bit here, and when I move the hinges, the wings move. So I actually want the flaps on the wings here to be the roll. So what I need to do for this hinge is just rotate it the other way. So when I move the hinges, that should roll me to the left, and this should roll me to the right. Oh, that's happening because we don't have our tail yet. Our tail fins. Now what I like to do for my wings is shape and round them off by using round pieces. We're just going to go for this. That looks nice. Copy that across. Oh, just a minor mistake here. This is connected to the wing. You don't want that to happen. So what we're going to do is do that because there's no connection point on the side of the wedge. Do the same on the other side. That should fix that problem. And yeah, I'm happy with that shape. Now what I want to do is start working on the tail wings. So I'm going to grab some pipe pieces here. And again, grab the hinges. Like so. I'm actually going to configure them right now. So if green is pointing up, I want it to be down. Let's just give it a test. Yeah. Alright, so once you're happy with that, let's start adding the tail wings. Nothing special. Just gonna go for a nice tail shape here. I'm gonna use these small tail fins like this. Point them inwards like that. And using another pipe piece, connect the hinge to the wing. And then obviously you can see this side is not connected. And to fix that, really simple. Just going to grab a flat connector. And that just solves the problem. There you go. And that should be the tail done. So we could probably give this a test flight now. And then, you know, keep testing your plane, see if it flies well. Oh, this flies really well. So I've got the roll. I've got the pitch, which I might have to add a better angle or a stronger angle. It's not that strong, and it seems like I'm a bit too light. And I think adding the landing gear will fix everything there. This is really fast though. Look at this. Alright, now for my favorite part, the landing gear. We're going to rely on hinges here. So we're going to grab a hinge, go into configuration immediately. I like to have my landing gear be toggled to up on the D-pad. 90%. And we're just going to test that real quick. So the angle at 90, it'll fold all the way in, as you can see. That little hinge there. And let's add the wheels. Going for the go-kart wheels here. I'm going to grab another pipe piece. This time grab this one, the tube, T-tube. And as you can see, a flat connector. A 1x3 flat connector. Connect that side there to the wheel. And then when we click up on the D-pad, the wheels fold in. Lovely. I'm going to do that on the other side real quick. So when we fold, the landing gear goes in. Perfect. Some planes are different depending on the build, so make sure you do some research when you're looking at your reference image of the plane you want to build. Some planes fold in like this. Depending on what plane you do, make sure you do a bit of research and then you'll be fine. You can't have a World War II prop plane without the weaponry, so let's go into making the weapons here. Alright, for the weapons, I'm going to put I actually want my weapons to be in the nose here. So what I need to do is delete a few blocks, trial and error, just to see what fits and what works. I'm gonna move that around. I'm gonna grab my guns here, and we're gonna go for 3 in a row like that, just for now. Remember guys, this is just an example. You guys do what you want. You can put them in the wings, you can piston glitch them in the wings, but I'm just gonna do them in the nose here, just for this tutorial. Remember to disable the keybinds for the pistons. I'm going to have this speed 100 so it just connects in. And what's not connected here? Oh, the middle one, my bad. So we need a different piece. We need this one, the tube double T. Once that's all connected, it should glitch into the bottom there. Seamless. Obviously, you guys do a better job than me right now. This is just a quick tutorial. And boom, we can shoot. Oh, one thing I need to do is change the keybinds for the propellers. RT and all the mini thrusters. If you just select them all, hold it down, configuration, RT. So instead of it being A to go forward, now it's RT and A's to shoot. And if you even want to be a little bit more fancier, you can offset the delay of the weapons. We'll just go for something simple like this. 12, 24. Oh, there you go. It's more of a burst now. And yeah, we have a working World War II prop plane. Landing gear in. I can roll, I can pitch. Yep, this flies like a dream. Perfect. Now all it needs is a nice paint job. Alright, so I'm just going to drag select the whole build here. And we're going to go for a nice grey, I think. A standard grey. And then you guys can do whatever colors you want. If you're doing a reference, definitely copy the colors of your reference. Let's go for a yellow tail here. Why not? And I'm gonna really get to town on adding details to this build. One of my favorite ways to add details, if you go into the accessories to the facial features and go for the flat eye, you can actually use this as a insignia. Let's say this is an American plane, so it's got to be white and blue. There we go. And also adding, let's go for a yellow on the side of these wings too. There we go. And also a really nice way to add detail. Grab the pipe pieces, and we want to make an exhaust for our engine block here. So I'm going to grab these pieces just like that, copy them on the other side, select them all, and give them a nice paint. Let's go for a brown. And there we have our exhausts for a plane. Adding these shield pieces, giving them the color I want. I'm going to copy them across to this side. That should cover that. I could probably add a shield piece here to make this look a little flat and more even. There you go. But I don't want to add too many shield pieces because that will just mess with the weight of the plane. And there we have it, guys. This is how I build my World War II planes. This is really nice for a quick build. It's not based off anything, but I guess you could kind of say it's a Navy plane. I hope this quick tutorial helped you guys building your planes, so you know the inner workings and the mechanics of how my planes work. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for sticking around watching, and hopefully this helps some of you guys on your building skills. If you really wanted to build a prop plane recently, this should be the video for you. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.